Explanation of the poem at the Lahore Karhai by Imtiaz Darkar.
The poem at the Lahore Karhai is taken from Imtiaz Darkar's collection I Speak for the Devil. She is a renowned poet, artist, and documentary filmmaker born in Pakistan and brought up in Scotland. She was married to the Indian writer Anil Darkar, and lived in Mumbai for some time. Darkar's mixed cultural heritage lies at the heart of her writing. Her works articulate freedom, the complexity of geographical and cultural dislocation, the quest for identity, and the particular challenges of the diaspora. The poem is set in a restaurant in London. The poem depicts an immigrant's nostalgia for home, suggested through the metaphor of food. Darkar uses food to tap her memories of her past. Thus, food is a subjective entity that is close to one's heart. The poet narrates her thoughts as she travels down to the Lahore Karhai restaurant. It is a restaurant in Wembley, London. The poem is rich in sensory and cultural details. As the poet experiences a day at Lahore Karhai in Wembley, a renowned Pakistani cuisine destination, a profound sense of nostalgia wells up within her. The poem's title itself speaks about the immigrant speaker's deep yearning for the flavors of her homeland. The speaker experiences a profound surge of nostalgia for her homeland. The poem starts with a joyful tone, celebrating the arrival of a beautiful Sunday. The poet experiences a profound wave of nostalgia, and by referring to it as a pilgrimage, she conveys the immense significance of this journey in her life.
No beer, we are Muslim.
Still in a foreign land, she doesn't hesitate to affirm her religious identity by firmly stating no beer, we're Muslim. This statement strongly emphasizes her determination to assert her religious identity in a foreign land. Their spirits are lifted by the morning sun, and in the background, the sweet strains of the timeless classic song Yad Na Jaye from the popular Hindi film Dilli Commander, beautifully rendered by Muhammad Rafi in 1963, serenade the moment. The lyrics convey the message that memories should endure, and the music resonates with their feeling. The poem maintains its use of food imagery as a bridge between the speaker's thoughts and the places she visits. The atmosphere of the restaurant evokes memories of the rustic dhabas that lined the Grand Trunk Road, the historic route linking Bangladesh, India, and Pakistan. The term dhaba itself holds cultural significance, serving as a symbol of the linguistic region of northern India. The poet describes old memories surfacing from her heart. She compares her journey to that of truck drivers in India, who drive their trucks on the Grand Trunk Road across Punjab to Amritsar and then get off at a dhaba, drenched in sweat and swearing, expecting food that tastes like homemade food. Instead of driving trucks, she is part of the community of non-resident Indians who have spent years far from their homes in Sialkot and Chandigarh. They carry the burdens of their fast-paced lives, seeking moments like these when they can pause at restaurants and places that promise the comforts of home. It's a chance to take a breath and allow the memories that resonate in their hearts to come alive and infuse their surroundings with nostalgia. With this sentiment, the poet enters into Lahore Karhai, eagerly anticipating the taste of her mother's culinary touch in the bread she's about to share. The poet says that their lives are overloaded. The Lahore runaway is a reference to herself. It's an escape route for her from her hardships. Imtiaz was born in Lahore, but spent most of her life in Britain and India. The poet depicts that there is a Sindhi migrant at another table, who has accompanied his wife, who devoutly worships Krishna, considering him as the guardian of both her kitchen and her existence. There's also a young Englishman. The presence of an Englishman among the other immigrants suggests a certain level of cultural blending with the host country. The phrase "too young to be flavored by the Raj" implies that he hasn't been influenced by any type of racial bias or discrimination. Two girls embodying the essence of Bombay culture are present there, radiating self-assuredness. It's not a homogeneous group like that of the Indian audience in Indian movie, New Jersey. The poet uses the concept of wearing summer clothing in a temperate country where summer is infrequent and dressing lightly is rare. Simultaneously, in temperate regions, summer is inevitable, albeit brief. In a similar vein, even though Scotland is her second home, she cannot help but occasionally reminisce about Pakistan. The immigrant's longing for her homeland is eloquently expressed through the family of dishes mentioned. Every meal she eats reminds her of someone from her past. Each dish carries a significant connection to an individual's identity. Tarka dal evokes thoughts of Aunt Hamida, Karhai Gosht is associated with Kulamina, and Gayar Halva brings back memories of Aparachida. Through these dishes, she symbolically weaves her regional culture into her narrative, using food as a metaphorical thread. The warm naan reminds her of a second-person singular you, which could be a reference to her soulmate. As she brings another bite closer to her mouth, her hand pauses midway, savoring the divine and nostalgic moment. The radiant smile of the restaurant owner's son, the cook who's skillfully preparing kebabs, and everyone at the table, Carter, Rahini, Robert, Ayesha, Sangame, and herself, is united by sharing their past and cultural identity while breaking bread together. She concludes by emphasizing that such activities, like traditional feasts, serve as opportunities to reminisce about our long-forgotten past. On any ordinary day, they might have preferred Chinese cuisine, but the history and nostalgia embedded in such a feast are priceless. It's not just about the food itself. It's about people like her, representing various cultural and national identities, occasionally embarking on such journeys to reconnect with their roots. Thus Imtiaz Darker's poetry delves into the realm of food as a significant symbol of cultural identity.